Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you wherever you are around the world. The situation is very serious. We do not know who is advising, who continues to advise Volodymyr Zelensky. But Volodymyr Zelensky has decided to make an extremely dangerous decision for his country and for NATO as a whole. Volodymyr Zelensky announces that he is getting ready, preparing Ukraine for an unprecedented strike on May 9th, the day of the parade in Moscow, the much anticipated parade. The parade for which Vladimir Putin has established a 3-day ceasefire, a parade to celebrate Russia's victory over Nazi Germany 80 years ago. 80 years. So, as Russia had struck a graduation ceremony for NATO officers, NATO therefore wants to take revenge on that day. That's what emerges. So NATO wants to take its revenge. And it's going to be a grand ceremony. A ceremony that will see the participation of several heads of state, several influential figures from around the world. So, one wonders, isn't it because of that? Putin anticipated by announcing a ceasefire to somewhat thwart NATO's plan. But what remains clear is that NATO is preparing under the label of Ukraine. And so, simultaneously, Kim Jong-un makes an announcement. This is what astounds the world. And so, before diving deeper, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to say a big thank you. It is rare that I insistently ask you for something here. This time, I insisted that I want 10,000 shares for the video conference regarding support for Burkina Faso. Within an hour, we already had 100,000 views and 7,600 shares. I am already happy. Thank you for everything. Yes. So, share the video conference. Let's dive into the depths. Yes, what is actually happening? According to the information we are receiving, Ukraine is preparing a strike, a massive strike on Moscow, starting from May 9th. But Ukraine wants to involve other countries, especially all the other NATO countries. Unfortunately, the NATO countries are preoccupied with something else. They want to take advantage, at the same time inviting NATO countries to come to Kiev for some meeting. But according to the official information we are receiving, the European leaders have declined this offer. So the European leaders are not in a hurry to go to Kiev on May 9th. Many will not go to Kiev. That is to say, they wanted to ensure that while the European leaders are there, Kiev launches its strike on Moscow during the parade. It's true, all air defense systems will be activated on the Russian side, on the Moscow side. But listen, Russia is at war. And every time NATO wants to launch through Ukraine, NATO wants to launch missiles. These missiles are launched and then they reach their destination. Even if these missiles are hit afterwards, are shot down, but it still manages to disrupt. So, according to the report made by the media outlet Politico, there are a number of European Union heads of state who have refused to go to Kiev earlier. We have Donald Tusk. I believe he is the Polish Prime Minister, who will go to France to sign an agreement with Macron. He will not be in Kiev. We welcome Starmer, who has chosen the Oslo Defense Summit, Oslo. So he will go to Oslo. He will not go to Kiev. We have Friedrich Merz. I believe he is the new German Chancellor, who will not participate as the new government. He will not participate as the new government, will not have been approved. So, Kiev was counting on broad support. But something went wrong. So that's the first fiasco. But the second fiasco is a boom. Yes, it's a boom. Kim Jong-un confirms his presence at the May 9th parade alongside Russia. We know that when Kim Jong comes somewhere, the level of security there is not child's play. You even have some who can sleep in the air, so to speak, in planes, in the air, keeping watch. Yes, Kim Jong-un is ready. And so, the announcement was made by Dmitry Peskov, the Kremlin spokesperson. He confirmed the participation of the North Korean leader in the May 9th celebration in Moscow. What should be noted is that Kim Jong-un has never attended a parade in Moscow. Although his visit to celebrate the 110th anniversary of the victory in 2015 was anticipated, he cancelled the trip and did not attend such events in the Russian capital. Well, to this day, no North Korean supreme leader has participated in Moscow's victory parade. But this time, the North Korean leader will participate. And already, as you can see in the footage, in Moscow, there are major preparations underway. We have battle tanks rolling through the city to conduct a show of force, to test the tanks. There is currently a sense of joy in Moscow. And what should be noted is that this will be the first time for a North Korean head of state to participate in this ceremony. And it's going to be grandiose. And speaking of Kim Jong-un's presence, as we mentioned earlier, there will be a security arsenal that will govern this situation. Not that Vladimir Putin lacks the means, but it is often said that it is the effort that makes the union strong. So, we don't know with whom Volodymyr Zelensky is working, with which country, to carry out these strikes. Will he keep his promise? In any case, for the moment, these are rumors, if we can put it that way. But if he persists, it will be the worst. If NATO persists, it will be the worst, since Russia has taken all the necessary time to warn. So, whoever decides to tarnish this Russian celebration, Russia's reaction will be disproportionate, meaning Russia will go beyond even what they have done. So, here is what is happening. Meanwhile, Ukraine, it's over. Ukraine has been sold. The Minister of Economy and Finance is on the way to Washington. I will get back to you in a future video conference to provide more details. So thank you all. Thank you for sharing the video conference as much as possible. I will get back to you shortly with new updates. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.